Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Jazakumullahu khairan, and welcome all to lesson 3 of this Arabic course. And it's actually going to be lesson 3 part A. I'm going to split lesson 3 into 2 because last time I did it, it's quite heavy. So I'm going to split it into 2. We're going to do some of lesson 3 today and then some of lesson 3 in part 2, which will be next week, inshallah. I'm just going to turn it off so that you can only speak with the host. So now I'm getting all the messages, but you're not going to see them because it's a bit of a distraction. Okay, so we have some homework to go through. Let's do the homework. Okay, so this was the homework. How can you tell if a word is majroor? So, I don't know why I can hear some noise. I don't understand. Okay, it was my fault. Everybody's muted now. How can you tell if a word is marfu? Please answer your questions. Please answer on the group chat. Okay, so I'm getting the answers. Pesh, Dhamma, double Dhamma ending, single Dhamma. Okay, fantastic. You've got it. Okay, the homeworks are designed. If you can do the homework, you can do the test. Right, so let's have a look. Any word, any noun in the singular form, any noun in the singular form. 1 second. Yes, any noun in the singular form, if it ends with a dhamma, a pesh, or a double pesh, a double dhamma, dhammatain, the word is described as marfu. The case is marfu. It's just all you need to be able to do is recognize a word. If I show you a verse in the Quran and I say, show me the word that is marfu, you need to be able to point to it. That's all for this course. You need to be able to identify the words. Yeah, I've blocked everybody from unmuting themselves. It was my end problem. Okay, so the next one, how can you tell if a word is mansoob? The answers are written here. It says, yes, any noun in the singular form. We've only done singular form yet. Any noun in the singular form, if it ends in a fatha or a double fatha, so it ends in a zabar or do zabar, two zabars, then the case of that word is mansoob. So you can look at the Quran, look for the nouns, singular nouns that have that ending, and you can say that word is mansoob. It's just the case that it's in. It's just the state that it's in. And how can we tell if a word is majroor? It ends in a kasra, it ends in a double kasra, it ends in zair or two zairs. So masjidin, for example, is majroor. Everybody happy with that? It was just information to learn. Yeah, you might wonder why we're learning this, why you're going to feel a bit more today like that. But then inshallah we need this information so that we can come lesson 5 or something, we're going to use it then, but we just need to learn this for the time being. Yeah. So everybody happy with that? Alhamdulillah, the tests were good. You know, a good amount of people got good marks in the test. But as we're learning more, the tests are going to get slightly a bit trickier sometimes. Right. Question 2. So this is the homework we had to do. Write 3 words in Arabic for each of the above categories with their meanings. So what do we get before I reveal the answers? Okay, this might be a bit tricky. Okay. So here we go. So marfu A is containing the words that are marfu. So al-mu'minu is marfu. Why is it marfu? Why is it marfu? Why is al-mu'minu marfu? It's ending in dhamma ends in pesh, dhamma, dhamma, ends in dhamma. Salam, sorry I'm late, ends in dhamma. Okay, no problem. Right, next one, as-siratu, as-siratu. Again, it's marfu, it ends in the dhamma, that gives it away. And yadun is marfu, why? Because it ends in a double dhamma. Any word in its single dhamma ending or double dhamma ending, single pesh or two pesh ending, it is described as a marfu word. All you need to be able to do is identify it and say, that's the marfu word, this one's the marfu word, this one's not marfu, this one's marfu. Okay, next one, mansoob, rahmatan, nafsan, al-bayta. So why is rahmatan mansoob? Okay, because it ends in a two zabar or zabar, ends in a fatha. Yes, yes, good, 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 good. Ends in fathatain. Fantastic. Good. And the last one, majroor, examples of majroor. Ash-shajarati, adhabin, aynin. As long as you know, whichever word you chose, make sure it ends in a kasra, a zair, or double kasra, dozer, and that is fine. That is a majroor word. So we just need to be able to recognize these. Marfu, mansoob, majroor. Marfu, mansoob, majroor. Remember them in that order if you can. Marfu, mansoob, majroor. If you are from the people who finds marfu, mansoob, majroor difficult and you go with nominative, accusative, genitive, then fine. But I encourage you to learn marfu, mansoob, majroor because that's how I'm going to teach it with those Arabic words. Marfu, mansoob, majroor. Yeah, so somebody's asking, can one word be like Qur'anun, Qur'anin, and Qur'anan? Yes. They can all be used. But which one is to be used depends on the sentence that is coming before it and the grammar rules that need to apply to it. So we'll cover that. We'll cover a bit more in the test. I'll mention it here as well, inshallah. Masjidun is marfu. It means a masjid. Masjidan is mansoob, it still means a masjid. And masjidin is majroor, it still means a masjid. The ending of the word, the grammar ending of the word doesn't change the meaning of the word. It's just some grammar going on that we'll learn about later, inshallah. Okay, so can I repeat which one is? So marfu is nominative. Marfu, the English word for it is nominative. If you're happy with marfu, forget nominative. Marfu is nominative. Mansoob is accusative. Mansoob is accusative. And majroor is genitive. So there may be some English teachers or people who have done English grammar and they understand all this, then if you feel comfortable with that, then fine. Right, okay. Next, how do you know if a word is definite or indefinite in Arabic? So the answer was, a definite word starts with al, whereas an indefinite word, it doesn't start with al. So this one here, this is a definite word, ash-shajaratu, because it starts with alif lam. This one is an indefinite word because it doesn't start with alif lam. So this one is a mercy, and the alif lam makes it into the mercy. Yes, the alif lam will make it definite. Yeah, we'll do that later. Okay. Question 4 was make 3 indefinite words from the vocabulary list definite. Yes, okay. Nominative, accusative, genitive. Somebody has put here, sister, that I used nag, N-A-G. You're nagging at your children or your children are nagging at you. Okay, so N-A-G, whatever. I've heard some really funny ways to remember these things, and whichever one suits you, whichever one works, I'm not going to mention them, but whichever one suits you and works, you know. Obviously, providing it's a good one. Right, here we go. Make 3 indefinite words from the vocabulary list definite. So, yawmun was in the vocabulary list. I stuck a alif lam on there, and I dropped the ending, the double ending. So, yawmun becomes al-yawmu. Remember, you add some ink here, alif lam, you drop some ink here. You take the double off. So yawmun becomes al-yawmu. Yawmun means a day. Al-yawmu means, look, I'm looking at my the day. Fantastic. Al-yawm means the day. Okay, the day is coming. Right. So kabirun means, remember what's kabirun mean? Kabirun, big. So we put the alif lam on to make it definite, the big, and we take the double ending of the ra off to make it single. Yeah, literally the big. And the last one, qawmun. This was just one of the words, 3 words that I chose, but you could have chosen any of the other words as well. But the principle is the same. You take the, you put alif lam on the start, and you take the double ending off. So you'll see in the Quran, it says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ. It won't say, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابٌ, because that's breaking the rules of grammar. And the Quran, we obviously read it with the rules of grammar. And the good thing is it's already written for us. We just need to be able to understand what's going on. Okay, yes. But it can also, okay, I'll leave that. Yeah. Okay. For the following examples, write 3 ways in which the adjective agrees with the noun. So A, Qur'anun Karimun. Karimun is the adjective, and it's agreeing with the Quran in what ways? This is the written here, okay? So both are marfu. Both are marfu. Both are masculine. The adjective is masculine because what it's describing is masculine. Both are singular. We've not done plurals yet. That's today's lesson. And both are indefinite. And these are from the Quran. Quranun Karimun comes in the Quran. Next one. So you add al to nouns. So if anything in Arabic, I know there might be some words that are adjectives, but in Arabic they're considered nouns if they have tanween, if they have double ending, they are nouns. They're considered as nouns in Arabic. Ism. Right, so nafsan zakiyatan. So nafsan, soul, pure, zakiya, tazkiya. Right? Both are mansoob. Both are feminine. Zakiyatan is feminine because of the ta marbuta, so we know what it's describing is feminine too. Both are singular, and both are indefinite. Last one. Al-Qur'anul Karimu. Both are, what case are they both? Yes, both are definite. Both are marfu. Both are singular, and both are masculine. So you won't have Al-Qur'anu Al-Karimatu, because Al-Karimatu is feminine, but it's describing the Quran, so it can't be Karimatu, it'll be Al-Karimu. Yes, somebody's asking, can we change, Ibrahim, I like questions. Can we change Quranun to Quranun Karimun to Quranin Karimin, or Quranan Kariman? Yes, we can. But something coming before that would dictate that, you change it from marfu to something else. You can't just do it like that by yourself, otherwise you'll break grammar rules. But something is coming in that's causing it to change, which we'll talk about later, inshallah. What makes them singular? Good question. We're gonna do that today, inshallah. Okay. Okay. And then this was a test. Alhamdulillah, a lot of people did the test, and a lot of people got top marks. I do admit there was, for the first 50 people who did it, there was a bit of a confusing a few questions, so I changed the wording so it's a bit easier. So I hope it was easier after that. And in the tests, the way Google Forms works, in the test, if you have to answer 2 or 3 questions, 2 or 3 answers for one question, you have to get them all right or you get 0 marks. That's just the way Google Forms work, and I don't think I can get around that. Somebody saying I can't see other comments. That's because I've disabled them, because the people were saying that they start reading the comments instead. Interesting comments, but you get tons of them, and then they start missing the actual class. So I've turned the comments on. I can read your comments. I can see everybody's comments, but you guys can only see your own comments. Okay, so this was the test. This was the test. Translate the following words. So I put this in to emphasize and to remind us again. The tests are they're a form of feedback for the revision that we've done. I'm not going to go around giving you marks and saying you've got these marks, here's a certificate. The test is for you to look back at and say, okay, this one I got wrong. Why did I get that wrong? Go back, have a look, ask me. Ask me. Only handful of people, 2 or 3 people ask me. You know, you might think I'm getting tons of messages. Well, I don't for messages, for questions, you know, like I'm stuck on this. So if you have a question and you're stuck, you've asked the discussion group, they don't, you know, it's not helped. Ask me, no problem. Ask me. So they're just giving you feedback on what you need to go over, the holes that you have, you know, like, oh, I didn't remember, I didn't know, oh yeah, now I realize. It's for you. When you see the mark, the cross or whatever it says, don't think, oh, I'm failure. No, look at that as an opportunity. Okay, this is what I need to go over, and make it so strong that you never forget it for the rest of your life. Right. So translate the following. So it's this way, I think, yeah? Masjidun means a masjid. Why is it a masjid and not the masjid? No al, fantastic. There's no al, so it's a masjid. It's a. Okay, masjidan. What does that mean? It means a masjid. Masjidin. It means a masjid. Now imagine you took the tanween off all of them. You stopped. You put a sukoon on. They all read masjid, masjid, masjid. Right, isn't it? That shows you it's the same word. It means the same thing. But when you put the grammar on, it just makes it grammatically correct now. So masjidun, that's the proper way to say it. Masjidan is the proper way to say it. Masjidin is the proper way to say it with the full grammar. People don't speak like that. They say, I'm going to the masjid. But really, I'm going to the ilal masjid. It will be. Right? Because ila is one of those words that makes the next word majroor. But for all you need to know for the time being is masjid, masjid, masjid. Masjidun means a masjid. Masjidan means a masjid. Masjidin means a masjid. Why do you have an alif after this dal? Somebody's asking. Because in Arabic, at the end, when you get a double fatha, an alif just appears. I don't know why it appears. It's just the way Arabic is written. It just appears. Except for the ta, which looks like a ha, the ta marbuta, and the hamza. They don't have a alif that comes on them with a double fatha. Everything else does. Right. Yeah. Don't worry what's going on. Why do they all mean the same? Just accept that they all mean the same at the moment. Okay. The way I see it is, you teach a GCSE student what they need to know at GCSE. When you go to A level, then they teach something else. So our A level may be lesson 5 or something. You'll learn there. Okay? Inshallah. Al-kitabu means the book. What makes it the? The al makes it the. Good. Jazakallah khair. Heard an answer from downstairs as well. And kitabun. Kitabu means a book. What makes it a? Okay, the double ending, that's one way. Good. No al. No al makes it a. Just the word by itself, it is a noun, a thing. Only when you put the al on it makes it the. Okay? Which words are grammatically correct, incorrect? Mark with a tick across. Okay, that's when the test used to be paper version. So let's look at this one. So you have to basically answer whether, I think we started from this one in the test, isn't it? Yeah. We have to answer whether it's grammatically correct, assuming the starting of the word is correct, it's written correct. So it's written correct, just tell me if the grammar is right or wrong. The grammar is wrong on this one. Why is it wrong? Because it's double fatha at the end. When an alif lam comes, what do? You can't have a double ending. When alif lam comes, you can't have a double ending. It goes to a single ending. So what would it really be? Al-masjid, da. Got a lot of das. It'll be al-masjida. You put some ink there, you drop some ink there. Al won't have a double ending. Al will only have a single ending, like ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ. Al-kitabu. It's not al-kitabun. And it's definite because alif lam makes it definite. Next one, kitaba. Why is that? Why is kitaba wrong? It needs a double. It should be kitaban, because there's no al. So no al, you have a double ending. And it's indefinite because there's no al. Next one, ash-shamsi. Ash-shamsin. Why is ash-shamsin wrong? It needs a single kasra. Fantastic. And it is definite because it has the al. Ash-shamsa. Why is that wrong? Is it wrong? Why is it wrong? Just checking you're all awake. It's correct. It's right. Fantastic. It's right. Ash-shamsa. Single ending because of the al. Definite. And rajulan. Rajulan is right. Why is it right? Double fatha and there's no alif lam. Right. Somebody. Oops. What have I done? Right. Write the cases underneath the following words. Write the cases under the following words. So baqaratin, al-baqarati is majroor because it has an ending of kasra. Rajulan is mansoob because it has a double fatha. Ash-shajaratu is marfu because dhamma, one dhamma. What happens if it had two dhammas? Would it still be marfu? Yes. But then the grammar would be wrong, but yeah, it'll still be marfu. Baqaratin. Why is baqaratin majroor? Because it has two kasra ending. Two there. Al-kitabu. Why is that marfu? Because it has a pesh, dhamma. Yep, good. And the last one, ar-rajula, is mansoob because it has zabar, has fatha. Next one, translate the following. Hada adhabun alimun. This is what it all comes down to, if you can understand the verses of the Quran. So hada, this is. Now because we learnt the word the and now I tested you on this, so it was a bit tricky. This is, it's not this is the painful punishment because there's no al. This is a painful punishment. Yeah, this is hada, we know that. A painful punishment is because of adhab doesn't have alif lam. It doesn't have alif lam, it's not going to be this is the painful punishment, it's going to be this is a painful punishment. And my son was getting a bit stuck here saying this has got an alif and a lam. But that alif and a lam is part of the real word. This alim is a word. With alif lam it would have been al-alim. Okay, so that's a bit of a a bit tricky looking there. That what's alif lam doing there? That alif lam is actually part of the word. Right, next one. وَهُوَ عَلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. وَهُوَ. So what does waw mean? Waw? And. Huwa. In this case, he is because it's talking about a person. It's talking about an inanimate. Animate. Animate, yeah. Ala means on. So the question was in the test, is it the straight path or a straight path? And the answer is a straight path because siratin means a path. As-sirati, that was the path. But this one says siratin, so a path, mustaqimin, straight. Any questions? Maybe send me a message. Right. And now this is time for vocabulary. These, I'm telling you, these are important. You might know the rules of grammar, you might know the particles. When it comes to the words, you don't know the words, you don't know what's going on. So learn these words, they're super important. I didn't put these words in the test because it made the test too long. So, nasun. Ala means on. But yeah, for this at the moment. Nasun. Fire. Everybody else, yeah. 241 times, roughly. People, humans, mankind. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس. I seek refuge with رب الناس, the Lord of mankind. Nas. Comes in the Quran and we read it many times in the Salah. Yawmun. This is the plural, ayyamun, but this is yawmun. What does yawmun mean? A day. Okay, day, days. That's fine. 472. 472. An eon, a period of time. But most of the time, a lot of the time, as far as I know, it means day. But even the day of judgment is longer than a 24-hour day. And that's called yawm. Min and man. What does min mean? From. Man, who or whom. Look at this. Both together combined, with their different endings, min, whom, all that, about over 3,800 times. That's more than the word Allah, which is the next most frequently occurring word in the Quran. Allah comes, I think, about 2,200 times. So we're looking at a massive. If you don't know what min and man means, problem. Definitely learn these. They come in minhum, minha. We'll learn that, inshallah. But as long as you know min means from, man means whoever. Excellent. Ma'a. Ma'a. What does ma'a mean? With. If you're getting behind, take out some time and go for it. Last year, there was a sister, a doctor. And last year was COVID as well. So doctors were in high demand. She was struggling, putting, understanding, like going over and learning and etc. She was struggling. So what she did, she took out a few days. She just took holiday for 2-3 days. She felt she owes it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She said something like that I feel Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, anyway, she felt that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants her to do this. So she booked that time off, 2-3 days, spent time and went over it and got it in her head solid and said, I'm up to date now, I know what I'm doing. So a doctor in high demand, took that time out, took those days off. I'm not saying take days off. I'm saying, this is what the sister did. And she, I'm hoping she's benefiting from those days that she, through the work that she did in those days. So yeah, make use of your evenings, your weekends. Even if you need to book a day off to get on top of it, it's worth it. It's really worth it. Ma'a. Ma'a means with. Ilahum ma'allah. Is that a God with Allah? With. 160 times. Definitely learn it. Qabla. Urdu word as well, qabl. So if you speak Urdu, you're half done. If you speak Urdu, many of these words will be already known to you. Qabla means before. 250 times. Okay, next one. Ala. Ala. Very important word. On. Upon. Above. Sometimes, depending on the context, against, on account of, despite. But you'll be able to, inshallah, you'd have a good guess at figuring it out because you know the rest of the meaning of the sentence. But mainly on. 715. Big words, coming up so many times. Kabirun. Kabirun. How do I sound when I'm saying kabirun? Kabirun. Sound big. Yeah? Can also mean great, and also can mean old because, person is old, he's big. We say even in English, you know, big sometimes means old. 44 times. قوم. قوم, nation. $376, a nation. قوم. Urdu word as well. كثير, Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir had what? A bit of knowledge or a lot of knowledge? A lot. So that's كثير. Much, a lot. And it's also, in Urdu, we say aksar. I think it's the same word. Means, you know, what does it mean, aksar? It's like most. Means something like that, doesn't it? Most. Often. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's, I think it's the same word in Urdu. Aksar, yeah? Kasrat, yeah, kasrat. Kasrat means a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah, okay, right. It's about one. It's about half one. It's about 2 o'clock in Pakistan. So the people in Pakistan rely on the recordings, but there might be some people who are still awake. Okay, Hudan. Hudan, guidance. Excellent. Guidance, guidance, guidance. That's where ihdina comes. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, guide us. 192. Rahmatun, rahmatun, mercy. Okay, you might think we spent half an hour doing that, but it's all revision. It's all getting it back into your head. So it's all beneficial, inshallah. Right. Today's lesson, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Plurals. We're still in noun land. So we're going to look at plurals today. It might be another, you know, a bit of a confusing one, that why do we have to do this today? But from on then, it's going to get more, just learn this, just learn this, just learn this. Today you might sort of, you know, be pulling your hair out a teeny bit, right? Right, so plurals in English, you add an S onto the word and it becomes Muslims, plural, job done, yeah? So Muslim, add an S and it becomes Muslims. Everybody with me? Yes, good. So, I know you've got your slides in front of you. Muslims with a sin. Will that become Muslims? Will that work? No, with a exclamation mark. No, haha. No, no. Yes. Okay. Let's see what the board says. The board says, you wish. Okay. So, no, you can't just stick a letter on the end and make it into plural. Arabic is much more powerful. Much more powerful. It is a bit complex though. This next bit is going to be a bit complex. But once you've got over this, you know, I'm hoping it's just revision. Yeah, just so you got it right. Right, so you wish, yeah? So looking at the next slide. In Arabic, we have singular. We have a word for singular. Well, let's just go to English first. In English, we have singular and plural. Singular is for one, a book, book. And plural, two or more, books. You have two, you call it books. You have three, books, 4 books. So singular and plural in English. But in Arabic, we have a word for singular. We have a word for two, dual. And then we have a word for plural. Plural in Arabic is 3 plus. 3 plus is plural in Arabic. So we have singular, we have dual, which is 2, and then we have plural, which is 3 plus. Happy so far? Yeah. It makes the language more powerful. You can, with one word, you can say and mean in 2 of those things. Right. Let's just look, don't look there yet, just look here. Muslimun. This is an example. Muslimun. The dual is Muslimani. That means 2 Muslims. So there's a word for 1 Muslim, there's a word for 2 Muslims, And Muslimuna, there's a word for 3 plus Muslims. So this is the plural. The plural in Arabic is 3 plus. Anything that is 3 or more, you use the plural word. If it's 2, it's got a special word, the dual word, Muslimani. And singular is Muslimun. Well, let's look at the female. This is so someone's asking, is it the same for the female? This is the female here, feminine word. Ayatun. Yes, it's dual for feminine as well. Ayatani. Look, you added an alif and a noon and it became dual. We're going to learn the formula. Inshallah. And ayatun is plural for feminine. This is just examples, just to show you. Then you got rajulun. Rajulun is a man. Rajulani is 2 men. Rijalun is plural. So what I want to just show you in this slide is you have a word for singular. You have a word for 2 of those, whatever they are, whatever you're talking. So Muslims, there's 2 Muslims. This word Muslimani means 2 Muslims. It doesn't mean 1, it doesn't mean 3 or more, it means 2 Muslims. So there's a special word for dual, 2, and there's then a separate word for plural. Are you happy so far? Yes, we'll go into sort of what's going on there, but just to show you that we have a word for singular, and then so I say, if I was going to say it, I'm saying that is a Muslimun, that's a Muslim. Them 2 Muslimani, that means them 2 Muslims. I just say Muslimani means 2 Muslims, and then I say Muslimuna means all of them. So there's a word. Okay. Why are the duals in Majroor? That's what's coming. That's where your shock is coming. Okay, we're just gonna come to that. Okay, right. Okay, we'll move on. We'll see. Some of your answers might become a bit clearer in the next slide, the next few slides. Right. Next slide. There are 3 types of plurals. One is sound masculine plural, one is sound feminine plural, and one is a broken plural. This is just, again, information. You might not be tested on this, I don't think, but it's for your information. You should know still that there are different. There's a plural for masculine words, there's a plural for feminine words, and then there's a broken plural. So, sorry, I'll say that again. There's a sound masculine plural, sound feminine plural, broken plural. We'll do the example, inshallah. Okay, this is an example of a sound masculine plural. It's a masculine word first. That's why we know it's sound masculine. And you stick a waw and a noon on, una, and it makes it into many Muslims. Let's look at this one. I'll ask some questions, inshallah, in a bit. Muslimatun is sound feminine. So we know it's feminine because it's a feminine word. Muslimatun means a female Muslim. When that becomes a plural, it becomes muslimatun. We will learn the pattern, inshallah. And then there's broken plurals. Rajulun becomes rijalun. Qalbun becomes qulubun. My question to the non-Arabs, my question to those who have never seen this before, ever, why is this one, we understand this is masculine, we understand this is feminine, plural, but why is this one called sound? Why is this one called sound? And why is this one called broken? Please. Have a guess, look at it, think about it. No clue, no problem. Excellent. Whoever GQ is. Excellent, yes. I won't mention the names because people might not want me to mention their names, but if there's one that you can't tell who it is, like Rainbow, then I might mention. Right, so, right, excellent. So basically what you're saying, yes, look at the word Muslim. Now look at the plural Muslimuna. The original word is intact. You've not added any letters that have broken that word. It's just something added to the end. So it's sound because it's still whole. You've not broken the actual original word. You just added something at the end. That's why it's called sound. Masculine is because it's a masculine word, and plural is because it's a plural. Let's look at the next one. Sound feminine plural. Yes, I know that has disappeared, but the original word Muslim is still there. Muslim is the original word. It becomes feminine when you put a ta marbuta on the end, but the Muslim is still there. You just added something to the end. And then the broken plural is one where a letter has come and broken the original word up. So rijalun, the alif has come and broken it up. The faqalbun means a heart. Qulubun is how you say hearts. But look, a waw has come and broken the word up. So that's why these are called broken plurals. No, irregular, something else. Okay. So these are sound plurals, these two, because the original word is still intact. You've added something at the end. And broken plurals are broken because some word came in the middle of that word and broke it up. Right? Everybody happy with that? Don't ask why yet, don't ask why. But are you happy? Okay. Right. Yeah. How do we know what is a broken plural? We have to wait for later on. It might become clearer later on, inshallah. Right, so in this course, we're going to do the easy things. We're going to do the easy things. It makes sense to learn all the easy stuff first, and then you move on to the harder stuff later. You start off with the hard thing, there's going to be 2 students, and you're going to get put off. So we're going to concentrate on the easy things, and they're important as well. So why is the feminine plural not broken? The original word Muslim, this is how I understand it. The original word is Muslim, and that's still intact. You put the ta marbuta on to make it feminine, but this is the original word Muslim. So Muslimatun is the feminized word version of Muslim. So really the word Muslim is still intact. So it might look a bit broken, but it's not. It's termed as a sound plural word. But if you see here in these examples, it's totally broken. A word has come in the middle and destroyed the structure of the word. It become another word. Then are broken plurals. Broken plurals are harder. We're not going to do broken plurals in this course, but we are going to do sound masculine and sound feminine plurals because you need it in the Quran. You need those as well, but we're not going to concentrate on them this time. We're going to do the stuff that is maybe easier to grasp first, inshallah. Happy? I know it's getting a bit like you're going to absorb it and thinking, whoa, right? Sometimes some lessons are going to be whoa. You're going to be scratching your head, right? And thinking, why? I remember once when I started driving, learning how to drive, and I came back thinking, why is there a clutch in a car? Why a clutch? That thing just bugs me. It's always stalling your car and always, right? So you might think, why? But just, just accept it, that it is there. And inshallah, when you revise and go over it, inshallah, it'll get easier and easier, inshallah. But you might go home sometimes thinking, why? Why has he told us that? Why is he, right? Just, sometimes you're going to get that. Okay? What's the difference between the top words and the bottom words? The bottom words are all plurals of the top words. Okay? Right. Should we move on? So the question is, when would you use the word Muslim? When would you use the word Muslimatun? You don't have to use it because it's already written in the Quran. All you've got to be able to do is translate it. Right? So you see Muslimatun, you know it's talking about a woman. You see Muslimun, you know it's talking about a man. Yep, the top words, these are all singular. And their plural versions are this. Plural of that is this. The plural of these is that. Yeah, so these words are all plurals, not duals. We're going to do that later. Okay, I think, yeah, good question. Good question. Has the masculine one changed case? We're doing that next, okay? Right, we're moving on from this one, inshallah. This is the complete table for a sound masculine. I'll go over it, inshallah. This is going to be in your test. What you need to be able to, let's just look at this now, okay? Singular, dual, and plural. Let's look at this. Just look at this first one now, okay? Muslimun is how you say a Muslim. The way you say two Muslims is muslimani. You get an alif and a noon. This one in red is the template you need to learn. Muslimani means two Muslims. This is the template. This is the surf. This is the template you need to learn. Then you can get another word and make a dual of it by yourself. If you know ani is dual. And muslimuna, the waw and the noon added with the fatha, that is plural. So a waw and a noon at the end of a word makes it plural. So look, kafirun. What does kafirun mean? Kafirun means a disbeliever. Now you tell me how to say two disbelievers. This one here. Two disbelievers. In Arabic, how would you say it? Kafirani, exactly. Muslimun, muslimani, kafirun, kafirani. You just put this template. That's why you've got to learn this template. And how do you say many disbelievers? قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. Now you know what's going on. The una makes it, the masculine word, into plural. Right? So Muslimun, Muslimani, Muslimuna. Sadiqun. Tell me, Sadiqun is a truthful person. How do you say two truthful people? Sadiqun, what does this one become? Sadiqani. Excellent. And how do you say many truthful people? Sadiquna. Now open your Qur'ans and go to the unas at the end of the verses and look to see what the meaning is. It's the plural. Kadhibun means liar. Kadhib is a liar. Kadhibun. How do I say two kadhibs? Kadhibani. Good. Kadhibani. How do I say many kadhibs? Kadhibuna. Exactly. This is a template that you have to learn. Otherwise, you will not be able to tell when a masculine word is dual or when it's plural for the sound masculines. And they come a lot in the Quran. They come a lot in the Quran. Zalimun. What's zalim mean? Anybody know what zalim means? Bro, you zalim. What you doing? Oppressor. Yeah, buddy. Oppressor. Zalim. He's done the wrong thing. Okay, so zalimun is oppressor. How do you say two oppressors? Zalimani. And how do you say many oppressors? Zalimuna. Okay? So when you learn these templates, these things in red, you're learning the template. Once you learn the template, you can stick many words into there. Sadiquna, fasiquna, amiluna, hafiduna, abiduna. As long as you know what abid means, abiduna, now you know what abiduna means. Abid means worshipper, abiduna, worshippers. Zalimun, oppressor, zalimuna, oppressors. Hafidun, preserver. Hafiduna, preservers. Yeah? Does that make sense? Right. So that's the templates. It's going to help you translate the Quran, inshallah. You know what kafir means, but now you know what kafiruna means as well. The Quran mostly, yes, the question, SN is asking the question. Right. The Quran mostly uses singular and plurals, that's right. Duals don't come in too much, but they do. Yes, okay, we're going to cover that now. Rainbow. I like your name, Rainbow. Right, okay. So that is this first line. Now, if you look here, it's saying marfu. This is the marfu way of saying singular, Muslim. This is the marfu way of saying dual, Muslims. And this is the plural way of saying Muslims in marfu land. In marfu. Now, you need to know how to say it in mansub, and you need to know how to say it in majroor as well. So that's where you're going to scratch your head thinking, why? Just learn it for the time being. You will learn why, inshallah, later. Unbelievable. Yeah? So I've cut this lesson down in two because of this, because there's this hard concept to grasp. Then you have to learn more words. So I've put the more words into the next lesson, next week, inshallah. So I want to show you now mansub. Mansub is, I think once we do this table, you can have your 5-minute break. I think you're going to need it today, right? It's not always this tricky. It's, when it comes later on, it's just things you have to learn, solid words you have to learn. But this is a bit of a tricky concept, right? You bet. Right. So Muslimun is how you say a Muslim in marfu land, in marfu way. Now, you know Musliman means a Muslim as well, but it's in the mansub way. It's mansub. It's a mansub word. You said Muslim, but that was in marfu. Default is marfu. Musliman now also means Muslim, a Muslim, but it's in mansub form. Now, the way to say two Muslims in mansub land, Muslimaini. Muslimaini. You get the ya and the noon like that. Muslimaini means same as Muslimani. This all means the same. This all means the same. This all means the same. But you need to understand this concept in order to be able to translate the Quran, to understand the translation of the Quran. Because otherwise you're going to get stuck if you don't know this concept. Next week's lesson will be easier, inshallah. Okay? Right. Muslimaini means two Muslims in mansub form. And many Muslims in mansub form is Muslimina. Muslimina. So Sadiquna means the same as Sadiqina. That's helpful information for you in the Quran. If you see Kafiruna in the Quran and you see Kafirina in the Quran, now you know they mean the same thing. It's just the case is different because something is going on in the sentence. Yeah. So Sadiqan is truthful person. How are you going to say two Sadiqans? How are you going to say two Sadiqs in mansub way? Sadiqaini. Sadiqaini. So in marfu you'll say Sadiqani. In mansub you'll say Sadiqaini. And how do you say many Sadiqs in mansub? Sadiqina. Somebody just wrote, oh my gosh, mansub and majroor are both the same. Fantastic. They are both the same in dual and plural. Half your table is learnt. You're going to need to learn this table, by the way. It's going to come in your test. You have to know it. All these words will come in your test, inshallah. You need to translate them. I want you to learn them because you have to learn them. So look, Muslimin is majroor. But the dual and the plural are both the same. The dual and the plural are both the same as mansub. So the question is, how can you tell if it's mansub or majroor? Just like that, you can't tell. But in the sentence, if you know your grammar rules, you'll be able to tell. And yeah. Right, so that is the table for the sound masculine plurals. It's everything. That's everything there. Just, it's all there in that table. There's no other combinations. For sound masculine, there's no other template. This is everything. If you get this in your head, when you see in the Quran kafirun and you see kafirin, now you know it means the same thing. If you see kadhibani and kadhibaini, it's the same thing. Two kadhibs, two liars. If you see sadiqun and sadiqan in the Quran, it means the same thing. So one advantage you're getting from this is you won't, inshallah, you won't panic if you see kafirina or kafiruna. You won't panic. You know it means the same thing. In the test, how would we know what the difference is? I'll try and make it easy for you. I'll don't worry about the test because I know you wouldn't be able to tell just like that by itself. So I'm not going to say. So I'll accept both answers. If I say if in the test I say Muslimina, what case is it? If you select Mansub or Majroor, you'll get the mark, inshallah, because it's one of the two. I'm not gonna ask you to tell how because that's later on. That's going to come later on, inshallah. Right? So what is the difference between dual and plural? Dual is two. Two Muslims. Muslimani is two Muslims in marfu. Muslimaini is two Muslims in mansub, meaning the case is mansub. So Muslimani and Muslimaini mean two Muslims. Muslimuna and Muslimina means many Muslims. Yeah? I've got a little sneaky way to remember this. It works for some people. Remember ani, right? So marfu means raised, just like it's raised. It means raised, right? So you can maybe remember it like this. Ani is the tough one. It's the raised one. And you know Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's called Ani. You call him Ani, yeah? So Ani, remember that, it's the strong one. It's the marfu one. It's the raised one, right? Ani is that. Did that work for some people? We've got a lull there. Yes, okay. If I just get one yes, that's good enough. No, yes, yes, okay. Right, so Ani, marfu basically means raised. So this is like the raised one. It's like the main one. Think of it like the main case, default case. So Ani is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ani is strong. So it's like the strong one. So Ani is marfu. Ani is marfu. You might want to remember that. Ani is marfu. فبأي آلاء ربكما? What is it? فبأي آلاء ربكما? تكذبان. This one here. Dual. Which of the favors of your Lord will? What does the translation say? Which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? But really it's which of the favors of your Lord will you too deny? I know this is nouns and that's a verb, but it has the same ani. The verbs have the same ani as well. So which of the favors of your Lord will you too deny? That's what it's saying. And you won't get this in the translation. And what I've heard from the people of knowledge is that they say, who's being addressed here? Who's being addressed? Yes. Jazakallah khair. W. I'm just going to say the first letter because you might not want me to say your full name on there. But yes, the scholars say it's talking to the jinn kind and mankind. So which of the favors of your Lord will you two groups of creation deny? And you're not going to get that in English translation. Right? So, Ani is dual. Una. We're going to have examples, don't worry, we'll do examples. We'll learn through examples, inshallah. Right, I think it's time to have our 5-minute break. Should we do we'll do a 10-minute. We'll do a 10-minute break. Is that all right? 10-minute break? I think you guys need a bit of okay, so the first person said 10, so we'll still inshallah finish at 9:30 inshallah. Right, we'll do a 10-minute break, or call it 8-minute break now, 9-minute break. I'll see you at 8:40 inshallah. Okay, 8:40 inshallah, UK time. Assalamu alaikum. Just going to pause the recording. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I hope you've had your 12-minute break. Right, so where were we? Yes. So just looking at this again. One other thing just want to mention is, look, I said that a word when it ends in dhamma or dhammatain, two dhammas or single dhamma, it's marfu. But I said for singular words. Yeah, I said for singular words. If you come into dual land, the dhamma has disappeared. The dhamma has disappeared. It's replaced with ani. So there's no dhamma. That thing existed. That rule that we learnt last week existed for the singular words. When it comes to, the double endings, being dhamma or fatha or kasra, when it comes to dual, You just have to learn that the Dhamma is gone now. It's ani. It looks majroor because it's ending in a kasra, but it is marfu because it's the pattern for dual marfu. It's the pattern for dual marfu. So ani is marfu. Ani is the pattern for dual marfu. For singular, the pattern for marfu is double dhamma or single dhamma, a do pesh or a single pesh. That's for singular words. When it comes to dual, that rule has gone. Ani is marfu. Ani is marfu. Yeah? Arnold Schwarzenegger is marfu. Right? Ani is marfu. And for plural, look, some of that dhamma is coming back. Look, muslimuna. Mu. The mu has like come back a bit. Made a comeback. So muslimuna, okay? So the mu, una is the way, una is plural marfu. But the u is there. You can see it, it's coming back. Muslimuna. So that's maybe a way you can remember it. So ani is marfu and una is marfu. The others are mansub or majroor. Mansub or majroor. Aini is mansub or majroor. Aini is the pattern for dual in mansub land. And you can see the mansub bit is here still. Muslima. And the majroor one, you can see a bit of a kasra there. So there's a bit of a commonality, something going on. Mina and Mina are the same. Right? So Muslimuna is marfu. Muslimina is marfu. So if you see somewhere written Muslimina and I ask you where is the marfu, where is the majroor word, you should be able to point to Muslimina and say that's majroor. What does this mean? Muslimuna, Muslimina, they both mean Muslims. This all means two Muslims, and these all mean a Muslim. The translation is exactly the same. So dual and plural, if I'll maybe do that later. Right? Right, okay, so can we move on? So this is just something you have to just learn. It's like, you know, like in physics, you have equations. You learn the equation, but then you have to figure out which number to put in which equation, and that's physics. Chemistry and biology is like, just remember what we tell you. Just remember that, you know, this compound is called hexafluoro or whatever. And just remember that this part of the body is called shoulder. Just remember it. Why is it called shoulder and why not knee? It's just called shoulder. Just remember it. This is a just remember it task. Just remember it. I don't know why Ani and Ina, why are they like that? It's just they are like that. So just remember it. Oh, sorry. Could you turn the chat off? Yes. Okay. 1 second. Sorry about that. Just turn the chat off. Sorry, everybody. You're all disappearing now. Okay, so I can see it. Nobody else can. Right, so this is what we have to learn. I'm going to ask you in your test, inshallah. Muslimani, I might say, I can't remember what the test is now. It's like Muslimani. Translate it, please. And tell me what case it is. So translate it and tell me what case it is. So you should be able to say Muslimani means two Muslims and the case is marfu. Okay? Right, I've moved my topi away. The saying, the topi is reflecting. So, yeah. Right, okay, so are we happy with that? Okay, we got a yes. It's just, yeah, it's just learning. It's just something we just have to know. Muslimun. So again, the benefit of learning this table is I give you a word, kafirun. Now tell me, how do you say two kafirs? In any way, in any case, just tell me anyway. How do you say two kafirs? In any case. Kafirani is good. That's marfu. What else? Which other way can you say it? Yes, kafiraini. So kafirani, kafiraini. How do I say two sadiqs? Two sadiqs, two truthful people. How do I say two truthful people? Sadiqaini or sadiqani. Any will do. There's two ways of saying it. How would I say fasiq? You know what fasiq is? Fasiq? What's fasiq? Yeah, okay. And what does fasiq mean? So fasiqani, fasiqaini. What does fasiq mean? Okay. Yeah, like somebody who goes beyond his sinner is bad. Right? So fasiqaini. Abid. What is abid? What does abid mean? Abid is a worshipper. Abdullah is worshipper of Allah. So how do you say two abids? Abidani or abidaini. Fantastic. Any one of them. And I'm going to go to plural because plural comes in the Quran a lot. So sadiqun means a believer. Sadiqan, sorry, a truthful person. Sadiqan means a truthful person. Sadiqin means a truthful person. How do you say many truthful people? Sadiquna or sadiqina. Fasiqun. How do you say many fasiqs? Fasiquna, fasiqina. قل يا أيها الكافرون. What case is kafiruna in that surah? What case is kafiruna? قل يا أيها الكافرون. Marfu. It's marfu. Fantastic. It's marfu. That's all. That's all you need to know. You know, kafirina means many disbelievers. Zalim means oppressor. How do you say many oppressors? Anyway. Zalimuna and zalimina, exactly. Hafidhun. How do you say many hafidhs? Hafidhuna, hafidhina. Salih, doer of good, righteous person. How do you say many salihs? Salihuna, salihina. Okay, this is the picture. These red things here are the templates. If you've got a black and white booklet, then you won't see it. Just maybe circle it. But the slides are in color. Right? Let me just give another one. Sadiqun, hafidhun, abidun. Sabir. Sabir. What's sabir mean? Make it tricky. Rainbow Sheikh. Sabir means patience. So sabiruna, sabirina. Sabiruna, sabirina means the truthful people. In any case. مرفوع أو منصوب مجرور. صادقون صادقين. عابدون عابدين. حافظون حافظين. صادقون صادقين. Right? So it's just learn this. Learn these endings. I'm not going to be, in the test it's not going to be, I'm going to give you different words. It's maybe just Muslim. I'm going to give a Muslim, but it's going to be translate Muslimuna. Translate Muslimina and tell me the case. Translate Muslimaini, tell me the case. Right? So you need to be able to look at it and translate it and tell me the case as well. Maybe yes. Mu'allimuna, mu'allimani. I think that works as well. So ani is marfu, and then una is marfu as well for plural. Right, I'm just going to go on. We've got half an hour left, so I'm going to have to just right. This is the feminine. Look at the feminine. Look at the difference. This is the brothers at Oak Tree. I learned that from them. Look. Male, female, male, female. Look at the duals. The endings are the same. The template ending is the same. Only a ta has come because of the feminine ta. But look at everything else. The ani and aini is the same. So if you learn the template for masculine duals, you have learned it for feminine duals as well. Yeah? So, and look at the plurals. The plurals are different, okay? The plurals are different. We'll go through it, inshallah. So, Muslimatun is A female Muslim. Muslimatani, the ta marbuta has opened up and become a normal ta. Muslimatani. So Muslimani is male Muslim, Muslimatani is feminine. Female Muslim, two female Muslims, sorry, yeah. Muslimani is two male Muslims, Muslimatani is two female Muslims. So the ani still stays for marfu, women. And look at this dual. Aini, Daini, it still exists. The same for the men. Muslimaini is two Muslim men. Muslimataini is two female, yeah, two female women, Muslims. Right? So that was the easy one. That was the easy one. And you have to remember as well, look, marfu, double dhamma. It comes into dual land, that double dhamma rule finishes. It's just ani is marfu. Ani is marfu here as well. Marfu is like the main one, the raised one. So ani, you know, Schwarzenegger, ani. Ani is marfu, okay? And last one is, this is a plural for women. Atun and atin. That's it. Atun and atin is plural for women. Muslimatun is marfu, many Muslim women. Muslimatin is many women, mansub or majroor. So if you see Muslimatun in the Quran, if you see it written, you know it's many Muslim women. If you see Muslimatin, it's many Muslim women. It's just the case is different. Just recognize them both and know that the case, you'll learn inshallah why we need the case in Arabic. We need the case. We'll learn inshallah lesson 5, inshallah, why we need the case, right? So look again, the marfu word here, double dhamma, it lost it, ani, it lost it. But it's like come back there, look. Marfu, it's come back. So you can use it to tag along and say, yes, it's come back. So Muslimatun is Muslim women, marfu. If you look here, Muslimataini, we've done aini already in the masculine. Let's look at the feminine. Look at the feminine plural. Atin, okay, majroor, but it can be mansub as well. It's just, you just have to learn it. It's just, and the masculine come in the Quran more than the feminine. The masculine words come in the Quran more than the feminine. I know a sister asked in the first lesson why. Because in Arabic, whenever you, right, in Arabic, women have got a word exclusively for them, right? Exclusively for them. These are women, that's it. Only women, nothing else. So women have got a word exclusively for themselves in the Quran, in Arabic. So when I say Muslimatun, it's women only. But when I say Muslimun, Muslimun is for men, but it's also for men and women. For the whole of the Muslims in the world, you will use the male terminology. So Muslimun is either masculine only, or it's masculine and feminine. If you've got Muslimatun, you've got many women, only women. As soon as a man comes in there, you now call it Muslimun, Muslimuna. You call it the masculine terminology. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the men and the women, so the male terminology is used. That's why the masculine comes in the Quran more than the feminine. So I hope that sister who asked that question on lesson 1, now she understands and knows what's going on, that why is hadha mentioned more in the Quran, or why is masculine mentioned in the Quran more. It's because the masculine word includes women as well. It can be masculine only, or it can include women. If you look at the woman word, Muslimatun, it's only exclusively women all the time. It's only ever just women all the time. As soon as a man comes in there, you use the masculine word. Yeah, so going back to the female slide, sorry, that's the female slide. You have to learn the endings for this. In the test, I might say, translate Muslimatun. You should be able to say it means many Muslim women, plural, and it's marfu. I want the case as well. And with Google Forms, you have to answer both correct, otherwise you get ziltio and get 0 marks, okay? So Muslimatun is marfu. You can see it there. The dhamma is there. You can see it. It's coming, yeah? Muslimatin is majroora mansub. You can see it it looks a bit majroori as well. Right? So let me just give you some examples. So Kafirun is, so Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun, what is it? What does it mean? Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun, O you who disbelievers. Who is it? Plural, marfu. It can be women as well and men. Not just talking, because the masculine word is used, but it's not just talking to masculine. It's talking to all of them, but it's using the masculine terminology because there's women as well. There's men and women. As soon as a male comes in, it becomes a masculine word, right? It's a male word, but it's talking about men and women. Yeah? Right. So, kafirun is masculine. How do I say a woman kafir? Kafiratun. Fantastic. So how am I going to say many? How am I going to say two disbelieving women? Kafirat. Okay, yeah, you're right. Kafiratani or kafirataini. Anyone will do. Kafiratani, kafirataini. Look, the Muslim man is kafirani. So the disbeliever dual is male is kafirani. The feminine is kafiratani because the ta marbuta has opened up. Oh, that's how I explain it. So kafiratani. How do I say many disbelieving women? Only women. Kafiratun or kafira. Kafira. Din. Somebody's done a cheeky one and just written din. That's fine. That'll do. Right? Kafirat. So kafiratun and kafiratin, plural, disbelieving women. Okay, so hafizatun, female hafiza, preserver. How do you say? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. I understand, sister. Right. So how do you say? What were we on? Hafiza, hafizatun. How do you say two hafizas? Hafizatani or hafizataini. Excellent. How do I say many hafizas? Hafizatun or hafizatin. Hafizatun or hafizatin. Zalima. Zalima means body woman, oppressing woman. How do I say two oppressing women? Zali, zalimatani, zalimataini. And how do I say many oppressing women? Zalimatun, zalimatin. Excellent. Okay, so what I want you to do now, we have half an hour left. Oh, time flies. Right. What I want you to do is open up on page 14. So you can see these two slides. This Muslimuna slide. So you can see these two slides. It's the last slide on page 14 if you have the book that I've got, the print one. It's these two tables I want you to look at, okay? Use these two tables to translate the following words. Try not to look at the words in your book, but you just look at these two tables on page 14 to translate the following words, inshallah. Just before we do that, this is the formula. Male plural endings end in una or ina. Una or ina. What makes that una is the letter before it having a dhamma on. Una is plural, male, or ina is plural, male. That's just those tables in a nutshell, just looking at the plurals, because the duals don't come so much in the Quran. The plurals are the ones you need to pay special attention to, right? I mean, pay attention to them all, but if you're struggling, then the plurals are the ones that come more in the Quran. And for feminine, it's atun, atin ending. Plural, feminine plurals end in either atun or atin. These are the sound plurals. We're not doing broken plurals. That's another, chapter. We're not going to do that in this course, inshallah, because it's got some patterns and it's a bit harder. There's more important things you need to, in my opinion, things that you need to learn that will give you more of a grasp of the understanding of the Quran. Right? So again, male plurals end in una or ina. Muslimuna, muslimina, sadiquna, sadiqina, hafidhuna, hafidhina, abiduna, abidina, shahiduna, shahidina. Right? Yes, so plurals are more important than duals because the plurals come in the Quran more than the duals do. But don't think that, oh, I'm just going to learn plurals. Learn the duals as well. Okay, you got to learn it all, or you can get bad marks. Right? Female plural endings are atun, atin. Again, female come less in the Quran because there's certain specific times when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses just the females alone. There are times, of course, but majority of the time it's male plurals. But learn them both. Atun, atin means plural for feminine words. Right? And these work for certain plurals. Not all plurals will have this. They're broken plurals and they don't have this rule. They have their own rules. Don't worry about this table. This was the table that you have to learn next week, inshallah. Don't worry about this table. We will have a separate lesson on this table, inshallah. Just skip that one out. We'll do that next week in lesson 3, part B. Okay? The numbers. Right. So look at there now. It's practice time, inshallah. Look at page 14. Look at those 2 tables that we've just done. And now it's translation time and it's getting used to time. Okay. So the original word is muslimun. I've given you the case here. Marfu, okay? It's marfu. So what does muslimani mean? What does muslimani mean? 2 Muslims, and I've given the case away, but you might as well tell me what's the case. Yeah, nominative marfu. Ani is marfu. Ani is marfu. Ani is marfu. Yeah, it doesn't look marfu because that rule was only for singular. In dual, this is the rule. Ani is marfu. Okay, so 2 Muslims and it's marfu. Next one, mu'minuna. What is the case? I should have taken this off, but maybe for the next course I can take that off because it gives the case away. What is mu'minuna? Remember, una and ina is plural. So it means plural, many Muslims. And it's many Muslim men. Because una is a plural for masculine. Yes, women could be included in that as well. So, believing men. But in the test, I might, I'll expect you to say masculine, men, because it's the male terminology. Right? So, marfu, believing men. So when you see mu'minuna, you know what it means now. It means many mu'mins, many believers. When you see mu'minina, it means many believers. Mu'min. It's just the case is different, but the meaning is the same. Mu'minuna means the same as mu'minina. Okay, mu'minaini. Look at your table. Mu'minaini. Look at the masculine table. Mu'minaini. What does mu'minaini mean? It means believers and dual. Fantastic, sister. 2 believing, not females, 2 believing males. How would you say 2 believing females? This is like just maybe for the Arabs. How do you say 2 believing females? Yeah, mu'minataini. Taini will do. Right, okay, anyway, don't worry. Okay, 2 believing men. Next one, kafirina. Kafirina. If you said qul ya ayyuhal kafirina, you've read it wrong grammatically. Somebody will know what you're meaning, but you've read it wrong grammatically. It's wrong. So, you qul ya al kafiruna. Because in that sentence, it has to be marfu. That word has to be marfu. So kafirina, disbelieving men. Fantastic. Una and ina, remember, is plural. Plural. Kafiruna, kafirina, sadiquna, sadiqina. It's all plural. Hafidhuna, plural. Kadhibina, liars, plural. So disbelieving men, plural. Mansub. And you'll only need to identify the mansoob marfu in the Quran in certain instances. Not all the time. You don't need to identify it and be able to calculate which one all the time. It's only sometimes you need to identify it, but you do need to identify it. Right, kadhibaini. What's kadhibaini? Two lying men, and it is what? What case? Yeah, mansoob or majroor will do. I put majroor because I've shown you there. It's majroor there, so I put majroor. If you put mansoob, majroor, it's fine. Accept them both, inshallah. Yeah, so if you see in the test, if you see kafirina and I ask you what case is it, it'll accept either mansoob or majroor, because you can't tell just like that. By itself, you can't tell. You can only tell in a sentence if you know the rule. Right? Dhalimina, dhalimina, dhalimina. What is dhalimina? Dhalimina is two oppressors. Yeah, fantastic. Two oppressors, and it is majroor because ina is the pattern for plural majroor or mansoob. But we know it's mansoob because we know it's majroor because of this here. The singular word it's come from is majroor. Yeah, mina means plural. Many means two. So oppressors, men. So many oppressors. GQ, I like that name. Right? Muslima, muslimatani. Now look, this ta has appeared. This ta is the ta marbuta opened up. So muslimani is two Muslim men. Muslimatani is two Muslim women. Muslimatani. Again, the feminine doesn't come so much in the Quran, but still you need to know. It's good to know. Mu'minatun. This one does. The plurals come more than the duals. Women believers. Excellent. Women believers. Atin is plural for women. Sadiqatun sadiqatin. Hafidhatun hafidhatin. Abidatun abidatin. Yeah. Zalimatun zalimatin. Plural women. Marfu. Excellent. Sadiqataini. Sadiqatan, truthful woman. Sadiqataini. Daini. It's the same pattern as masculine. Two truthful women. Two truthful women. Two truthful women. Two truthful females. Right, so looking at those tables, I'm not expecting you to know them off by heart, you've just done them. But look at those tables, look at the pattern endings. Yeah, look at the pattern endings and then match it. And it's those pattern endings that you need to learn. Once you learn those pattern endings, any word that comes, many words that come, as long as you know the ending and you know the meaning of the word, you'll know the meaning of the whole word. Right? Two truthful women, sadiqaini. And after this lesson, we're done with plurals and we're done with marfu, mansoob, majroor when it comes to nouns. Tough question, I can't answer that one. So the question is, what is the wisdom why the masculine encompasses the feminine as well? Allah A'lam. Allah A'lam. Right? Sadiqatin. 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 What is atun and atin? What is atun and atin? It's plural. So it's plural. Many truthful women. Many truthful women. Excellent. Fasiqataini. Fasiqataini. Fasiqataini, dual. Good. Remember, aini and ani is dual. Aini and ani is dual for masculine and feminine. Two rebellious women. Okay, two rebellious women. Right? Dhalimatin. Dhalimatin. What's dhalimatin? Two? No, not two. I got mixed up as well then. Plural. Many oppressing women. So women oppressors. Right. I just want you to look at this verse. I think we're near the end, inshallah. Okay. I want you to look at this word, worse. Oh, look at that. Isn't that nicer? Right, look at this. Inna means indeed. Innal muslimina. Indeed, the Muslim men. Wal muslimati, and the Muslim women. Now, normally I said, when Muslimina mentioned, when the Muslimina mentioned, it's talking about everybody. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has specified and mentioned the women version, then we know this one's just talking about men only, because the women version has been mentioned next to it, right? Generally, Qul ya al-kafirun is talking about men and women, but where the women are mentioned separately, then we know Muslimina is just talking about the men, right? So indeed, the Muslim men and the Muslim women, wal mu'minina, and the Muslim and the believing men, wal mu'minina, and the believing men, wal mu'minati, and the believing women, wal qanitina, and the devout men, wal qanitati, and the devout women, was sadiqina, and the true. This ayah of the Quran, yes, it's part of a verse of the Quran. In the Quran, was sadiqina, and the truthful men, was sadiqati, and the truthful women. Look, it's coming, it's coming. Was sabirina, and the patient men, was sabirati, and the patient women. Wal khashi'ina, those have khushu, those who are humble from the men. Wal khashi'ati, and those who are humble from the women. Wal mutasaddiqina, those who give sadaqah from the men. Wal mutasaddiqati, and those of the women who give sadaqah. Was sa'imina, sa'im is those who fast, Sawm. Was sa'imina, those who fast. Was sa'imati, the men. Was sa'imati, and the women. Wal hafidhina furujahum, wal hafidhati, and those who guard their private parts. Wal hafidhati, and the women preservers. وَالذَّاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ, those who remember Allah, the men who remember Allah more. I'm just looking at a translation. I don't want to translate the Quran just like that myself, so 1 second. Those who remember Allah much, and the women as well, basically. أَعَدَّ اللَّهُ لَهُمْ, Allah has prepared for them مَغْفِرَةً, forgiveness, وَأَجْرًا عَظِيمًا, and أَجْرًا عَظِيمًا, عظيم, great, yeah, great reward. Now just look, una, ina, it's ina, they're all ina these, yeah, because they are they're mansoob. These are mansoob, because there's a rule that shows me that they're mansoob. You wouldn't know otherwise, right? But this is mansoob, this is mansoob, this is mansoob, this is mansoob, right? But look, ina atin, ina atin, ina atin. Look, the verse of the Quran. You listen to the imam, inshallah, in Taraweeh, inna muslimina wal muslimati, you're going to know, ina, oh yes, it's men and women, and the next one, men and women. You just need to know what mu'min is, what qanit is, what sadiq is, what sabir is, what khashi is, what mutasaddiq is, what sa'im is, yeah? Goosebumps. I hope you're getting goosebumps now. Is that now, or are you thinking in Taraweeh? Hope it's now as well. But yeah, in Salah, you'll get goosebumps. Both, subhanAllah, you'll get goosebumps when you can't understand the Quran for yourself, right? You just need to learn templates and rules, some rules and templates. That's why these are super important. Alhamdulillah, good, right? It shows, right? So remember at the starting, what did I say? The Quran. Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the Quran easy. It's not like reading a newspaper. You read a newspaper, you're like, oof, headache, proper headache. But this is flowing, it's beautiful, it goes up and down, and it's beautiful. And this is Quran, it's speech of Allah. Man cannot make this. Man cannot come up with something this beautiful. You know. What page is this on? Oh, sorry, this isn't in the book. Here's a slide that I added in afterwards. Inshallah, I'll post it in the group. I'll take a picture of this and I'll post it. And when I put the slides in, you'll have it in there, inshallah. Right? Right, that's it. We've got 22 minutes left. Is it 22? Oh, no, it's not. It's 13 minutes left. So let's quickly do some of these. وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. Yeah, and he is a believer. Now you know mu'minun means a believer. It's not believers, because now you've learnt the formula to make mu'min into plural. You do mu'minuna. Mu'minuna. This is marfu, so mu'minuna will be plural. We'll leave this one. With this one, inshallah, we'll look at next week, inshallah, because we've not done hum. Okay, look at this one. We've not done all of this yet, but wal kafiruna. What does wal kafiruna mean? Wal kafiruna? Okay. Okay, and the disbelievers, mostly it's just going to be disbelievers. It'll be like disbelieving men if like women are mentioned, the woman version is mentioned after it. Otherwise, just say the disbelievers. Yeah. So the disbelievers, hum means they. We've not done that. It was that table that we're not going to learn this week. They are dhalimuna. Dhalimuna, many oppressors. So the disbelievers, they are the oppressors. They are the wrongdoers. So the disbelievers, they are the wrongdoers. Key thing to remember here, plural una, plural una. The disbelievers, they are the wrongdoers. So remember, una and ina, remember they come a lot. Una, ina, plural. These are Quran, these are parts of the Quran here. Ulaika, okay, we've not done that. Those. Hum, they, we've not done that. Muflihuna. What's muflihuna mean? In Urdu you say falah. It's an Urdu word as well. Falah, you will attain falah. How do you say it in Urdu? Falah paloge. Right? Okay, you will attain falah. It's also, same in Arabic, successful. Successful. Those, they are successful ones, plural. Yeah, successfuls. To understand that, how you do plural, right? But in the translation, obviously, Quran, successful ones. Yes, oh subhanallah, jazakallah khair. Who's that? Yeah, sister. Hayya ala al-falah. Come to success, falah. It's there. Yeah, jazakallah khair. In the adhan, falah. So you remember that, inshallah. Hayya ala al-falah. Come to success. Muflihun, those who are successful. Ulaika, those, hum, they, khasirun. What's khasirun? Plural going on. You just need to know what khasara means. If you know what that means, then you will know what khasirun means. Those who are lost. وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. By the time, verily mankind is in what? Khusr, loss. So this is losers. Khasirun is losers, plural. So look at these plurals now. Okay, you see una, many times the verses are ending in una, then, or maybe even ina. There's plurals going on. Plural is going on. You just need to know what the word is itself. Dhalim, then you know dhalimuna is that. So learn these attachments, una, ina. Wa'lamu, anno, is it wa'lamu? I can't see the full screen. I think it's wa'lamu. Anna Allah, indeed Allah, ma'al muttaqeen. Ma'al muttaqeen. Ma'a. We remember we did ma'a. Ma'a means? Okay. So wa'lamu. I think it's wa'lamu. It's saying there. Wa'lamu and Allah. Sorry. Wa'lamu and know. Have ilm. Know. Anna Allah. Indeed Allah. Indeed Allah. Ma'a with. Al-muttaqina. Those who have taqwa. Taqwa. It's in that word muttaqina, taqwa. Those who have taqwa, Allah is with those. So look, those plural. Those who restrain themselves. It's not talking about the single person. It's not talking about dual. Yeah, God conscious people. Yeah? So plural. Look, muttaqina. Why is it, this one's majroor. I'll tell you why it's majroor. Because ma'a is one of those words that majroorifies the next word. Ma'a is a majroorifier. It majroorifies the next word. You don't have to know that. I'll just touch on it just so that you know. Yes, it's majroor because this is one of those words that makes the next word majroor. Doesn't matter if you don't know. As long as you know what ma'a means and muttaqeen means, if it's getting difficult, that's fine. But for those who want to know, This is one of those majrurifiers, right? This is in the other font for the people who prefer that, like me. Right, but here we go. I just got it on. Just pause, just leave it there for a bit for the recording, so you can pause it if you're recording. Right, next one. Got 7 minutes left, inshallah. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. ذَلِكَ, we've done ذَلِكَ. What is ذَلِكَ? That is. Al-Kitabu, we've done that as well. What is Al-Kitabu? The book. Look, Al and the grammar ending single. La means no, not. La with the alif, not la, but la. La ilaha. La means not. Rayba is doubt, no doubt. Fihi, we've not done fihi yet. Fihi means in it. Hudan, have we not done hudan? Guidance. Lil muttaqina. This li over here, we'll cover it later inshallah. It means for. So al muttaqin means the muttaqin people. Lil muttaqin means for the muttaqin people, for the God conscious people. Look, literally it's that is the book. Literally, dhalika, it's not hadha al-kitabu. Hadha al-kitabu means this is the book. Dhalika al-kitabu means that is the book. So what's going on? So the ulama say it's talking about, dhalika is referring to the book in the Lawh al-Mahfuz, the book that is far away from us. And I think some people also mention, I think that they say that it's just showing you that is the book. It's an important thing. So in the translation it says this is the book, but really it's that is the book. Yeah, we're going to get homework. Yep. Inshallah, you're going to get homework. We've got 5 minutes left, inshallah. Just quickly go through. ذَلِكَ جَزَاءُ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. What does ذَلِكَ mean? That, yeah. That is. Jaza, we've done jaza. Have we done jaza? Jazakallah khair. What does jaza mean? Reward. Khair, good. Jazakallah khair, may Allah reward you good. Jaza, that is the reward. Ul-muhsinina. Muhsin is doer of good. Doer of good. So muhsinina is, okay, those who excel, yes, those who excel. Those who, the good doers, the doers of good, because ina has come. If you read muhsinuna, it's wrong. The grammar is broken, it's wrong meaning. It's muhsinina in this one, okay? Plural, it's not mansoob, it's actually majroor, but don't worry about that. We're not going to cover that rule in this one. Okay, I think it's wal mu'minuna. I've got the chat in the way and it's not moving very easily, so I'll leave it there. Wal mu'minuna wal mu'minatu ba'duhum awliya'u ba'd. Wal mu'minuna. You know it's believing men plural because mu'minatu is mentioned after it. So believing women. So this one is talking about specifically believing men. So believing men and believing men and believing women. Ba'duhum awliya'u ba'd. Some of them are protectors. They're protectors to one another. Right? So again, una and atun. Una, atun. They come in the Quran, okay? Comes in the Quran. I can't see if it's wa'ada. A'adda. Oh, it's a'adda. A'addallahu. A'addallahu. Let me just see because the translation is being blocked a bit slightly, so I can't see it properly. Let me just see. Wa'a'addallahu. Okay, the other side is blocked as well. Right. So wa'a'addallahu, and Allah has promised. When you say wada, Urdu, wa'ada. Brother, keep your wada, keep your promise. Wa'a'addallahu, and Allah has promised. Allah has promised. Al-mu'minina. Oh, Jazakallah khair. There's a wow. Yeah. Al-mu'minina. Yeah, ahad means promise. Jazakallah khair. Right, so what's mu'minina mean? What does mu'minina mean? Allah has promised the believing men, not man. Mu'minina. Got two mans there. Men, that's it, men. And wal mu'minati, and the believing women. What has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised them? Jannatin, gardens. And last one, Innal muttaqina. Inna means indeed. Al muttaqina. What's muttaqina mean? Muttaqina, those who have taqwa, but who? God conscious? Yeah, plural. Okay, so it's translated here as the righteous. I mean the righteous people. Right? Innal muttaqina, indeed the righteous shall be. Fi means in. Jannatin, gardens. Wa na'im means bliss. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us Jannatul Firdaus. Right. So 2 minutes left. Oh, okay, this is the Urdu one. Indo-Pak print. Just leave it there for 1 or 2 seconds. Just pause it on the recording. Right, just quickly, 2 minutes left, just a few minutes, just need to go over this, inshallah. Okay, new words. Ajrun, ujurun. Just remember one. If you can't remember the other, just remember one. Ajrun, look, there's a broken plural, ujurun. Broken plural here. Ajrun means, reward. May Allah give you ajr. We used that already, yeah? 108 times. Next one, alim. Alim is painful. Adhabun alim. Punishment, alim is like painful, torturous. So 78 times. Qalbun qulubun. Another broken plural here. Qalbun qulubun. Qalb is the heart. So you have to be careful. Qalbun is heart. Kalbun with a kaf is dog. Kalbun is kalbun with a kaf is a dog. Qalbun with a qaf with the 2 dots, that is heart. So we have to make sure our tajweed is right, especially pronouncing the letters, because you might be doing dua for Allah purify your heart, but you're saying Allah purify and then you're saying dog, because so you've got to remember qalbun is heart, qulubun is hearts. 129 times. Baina is between. 240 times. Baina al-mashriqi wal-maghribi, between the east and the west. 240 times. You got to learn these words. Jaza'un, jazakallah khair. Jaza, reward. Hisabun, account. Hisab, it's an Urdu word as well. Even jaza, I think, is an Urdu word. Hisab, reckoning. You're doing hisab kitab. What you're doing accounting. Right? So take hisab of yourself, take account of yourself, that sort of thing. Hisab 39 times. Ad-dunya, everybody I think knows, or hopefully I hope everybody knows. Ad-dunya. Dunya is the world. 115. Su'un. Su is like one of those words. To me, it sounds like what it is. It sounds like its meaning. Su, evil. Su, evil. Right? Su, evil. Evil. 55. Rizqun is, we all know Allah is Ar-Razaq. Rizq is our sustenance. Rizq, by the way, isn't just money. Rizq is this. Rizq is this. Rizq is this. Rizq is the tissue in your pocket. Rizq is your mobile phone. Rizq is not just money. Rizq is everything you have. Everything you have in those cells included. Everything you have is rizq. Is your rizq. The underlay of the carpet, the wallpaper is all your rizq. Right? 115 times. Shadid. And this is one of those words that is shadid. Shadid, strong, severe. Shadid. Shadid. When I say it like that, shadid. So you can remember it. Okay? Shadid is strong, severe. Maybe adhabun shadidun in the Quran. Right? Nadhirun. Nadhirun is warner. Mubin is clear. Nadhirun mubin, a clear warner. Nadhir is clear. Sorry, Nadhir is warner. Mubin is clear. 44, 35. Yeah, shidda. In Urdu, shidda, which means strong, doesn't it? Yeah? So that's all for today. Let me just see if there's anything else after this slide. Right, okay. What is the difference between sound, plural, broken plural? The homeworks are a hint for what's going to be in the test. You can do your homework, then you should be able to do your test, right? Sound, plural, broken plurals. What are the difference? State one way in which a feminine plural differs from the masculine plural. Arabic, yeah, that. Learn masculine, feminine. Table. Number 4, you've got to learn for the test all those Muslimun, Muslimani, Muslimuna, Musliman, Muslimani, Muslimina. You've got to learn them all, okay? The duals and plurals, mansub, majrur are the same. But you've got to learn, because I'm going to, each and every one of those words are going to come in, or most of them are going to come in the test. It's going to say, what does this word mean? And you've got to be able to answer it like two Muslims and give the case as well. Question 5, ignore. Learn the separate pronoun tables. We're going to do that next week, inshallah, because I've broken this. I didn't have the time to, or I didn't get around to making a separate, totally separate. I'm just splitting this same one chapter into 2. So don't do number 5, but do learn all the words in the vocabulary list, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. If you have any questions, put it on the group or send it me. No problem. Inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us all. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.